Hello, friends and neighbors. Your old pal from Mighty Fine Guitars in Lafayette, California, 20 miles due east and only slightly north of San Francisco. Let me check and make sure that, as usual, I'm not talking to my phone for no reason. I don't mind talking to my phone, just I'd like to have a reason. So checking in to make sure we're up and running. Welcome, welcome, please come. And are we happening? I think so. And with any luck, yeah, how about that? And folks, with any luck, this time around, there'll be no kind of jiggly, jaggly kind of internet service. We upgraded the internet service here, screaming fast. We'll see if that makes a difference. Just one guitar to show you today, actually, and I guess I don't really need this. Ow, a little bit sore. Not too bad. A little bit sore from the jab and jive that went on. I got the flavor I got was the Pfizer, and I had a little bit of dragginess yesterday, but not bad. Not bad at all. Got the shot the day before yesterday. It was all fascinating. I know. Write this down. Move the mic to a more optimal position for the guitars, not for me jabbering. Looks like we got some folks online here. Please enter and sign in, please. This isn't What's My Line, but by all means, do say hello. Nancy Paul. Hi, Nancy Paul. From Michigan, all the way from Michigan. I love this. Michigan. How about that? Hi, Leah D. Queen. There you go. All right. And we got a couple of other folks there. Hello, whoever you are. As you can see, the shop is still kind of laid out in photographic mode. I've been taking lots and lots of photographs of the new instruments that have come in. But pretty soon here, probably Tuesday of next week, I'm going to get busy changing the shop over to being a shop. How about that? And people can come in and everything. I'll get a couple of air filters. We'll be all set for having folks come into the shop and play guitars, which it's been all these months. I shut down right away after things got COVID-y back in March. And so it's been over a year since the shop has been open. Now, folks can still come in. Even now, I have folks come in. We meet out in the front. Lafayette, the weather's always some flavor of pretty okay. So I have folks meet me out front. I bring guitars out to them. If they love them, they buy them. If they don't, they come back inside and they go in a special section for the microbes to die off for a couple of days. And we've had a couple of great sales. We had a 1955 Martin D28 rollout recently. Fabulous guitar. Holy smokes. It was one of those real Martin-y Martins. It really was. Oh, let me see who else is on here. I see stuff happening. Kevin Kurt. Thank you. Thank you, darling. Love your hair as well. Have you still got the mega beard going on? You've got the stalactite hair. I've got the stalagmite hair. No, I guess we both are headed down. That's right. Just different places. Steve Kahn is watching. Great stuff. Yes, Taya Gherkin. Glad you noticed. Taya is one of the purveyors of Peghead Nation. Peghead, like guitarpegheadnation.com. Wonderful site. Taya and a couple of his buddies, Dan Gable and Scott Nygaard, are some of the old expatriates from Acoustic Guitar Magazine. They were the editorial staff pretty much for Acoustic Guitar Magazine. And they've started their own thing, which is going for a few years now, and it's just terrific. A lot of lessons, a lot of gear reviews, a lot of commentary, a lot of interviews with guitar players, but mostly great instructional videos in all types of stringed instruments. Pegheadnation.com. I wear it loud, I wear it proud. And it's a nice soft t-shirt too, it feels good. Just one guitar to show you today, and it's a little bit odd. It's not odd in itself. It's a Santa Cruz OMPW, OM pre-war. It's OM specs, short scale. I think this is short scale, isn't it? I should have looked. I thought that was one of the distinctions between this and... No, it's probably long scale. I don't know. It's a wonderful guitar. It's OM size, which is essentially triple O size in Martin parlance, which a lot of people use, almost everybody uses, is at least familiar with Martin parlance. So this is kind of the triple O size that is, as Eric Schoenberg says, and I agree with him, the do-it-all great size. It's not so huge as a dreadnought that you're going to be playing it with your arm up in the air. It's the waist is narrow enough so it sits low on your lap, but it's got a nice wide lower bout and plenty of depth so you get lots of boom and bass. Oh yeah. when this one came in, I didn't even really play it. I just took a look at it, checked the action, make sure it was okay, checked it all out to make sure there are no cracks, and it's in fabulous shape. Low mileage, as Ralph Spoilsport would have said. Low mileage on this. Cal Worthington, go see Cal, go see Cal. Low mileage. Fabulous. The reason it's being sold is the lady that wants to sell it has decided that she's not going to play. She's had it around for a long time. She's feeling this karmic weight pressing down on her. And she wants to get out from under that and move the guitar along to somebody that will actually play it. This one is in fabulous shape, except for this tiny flaw down here, which in some lights you can't even see. There's a bit of, I wonder if I can get the angle right here for you. I suspect not. There's a tiny bluish kind of stain across the very lower part of the lower bout here, where the case, the padding in the case, pressed up against the finish. And it sat in the case for so long, a chemical reaction occurred between the finish and the padding in the case. It's got a tiny stain here. Doesn't affect the sound at all. It's eminently playable. Like I said, I just tuned it up. This has not been tuned up for years. I just checked the action on it. Tuned it up this morning before we fired up here. So even. This guitar would record spectacularly well, I think. It's big in every area. It's big in the bass, it's big in the mid-range, it's big in the top end. It's got a lot of punch, a lot of projection. It's got that rosewood kind of ring to it. It's kind of got that high overtone that tends to characterize rosewood. It's got a lot of sustain, and these strings aren't even particularly new. These strings might be all those years old. But I wanted to play it this week like this. I'll play it for you again next week after I've changed the strings out on it so we can hear the difference. We can do a little science between the 2 weeks. Oh, it's lovely. And my first impression playing it is it's so even that it would record wonderfully. The problem with recording big guitars, dreadnoughts in particular, is often the bass overpowers everything, and you've got to do some fancy adjustment with the microphones to get around the boominess of the guitar, in which case you sometimes lose some of the essential character of the guitar. That's what a big guitar can do, is give you lots of bass and lots of volume. This one has got this sweet evenness. All those notes weigh the same in the ear. Does that make any sense? Just lovely. What a sweet voice. I hope that's coming through the mics here. Let me check and see. Folks, let me know if the picture or the sound have been jaggedy. That's the thing where we're hoping the much faster connection now will have gotten us past. The past few weeks have been quite awful in that respect. What I've had to do is send up the recording that is made into my phone, send that up after the fact because that's not going to be jaggedy. The jaggediness happens in the connection between the phone and the Wi-Fi. And all that science is what that is right there. But let me know if the signal is good. Hi, John Kresick. John K is there. Very good. Jennifer Martin. Yeah, Jennifer, it sounds great. Lovely guitar. This is Carrie's. This is Carrie's guitar. This is the guitar you, in essence, referred to me. And she brought it in and pointed out this thing that is barely noticeable. I don't know if you were here for this, Jennifer. There's a little bit of a stain across the very bottom here, where there was a chemical reaction between the nitrocellulose on the top and whatever the inside of the blue case is made of, the padding in there. Has this little tiny stain here. Does not affect the guitar at all. And this guitar, it's not brand new, but the thing I always look for on used guitars is what's happening. For most guitars, take a lot of wear. They tend to take a lot of wear at the second string, third fret. So I look at that. Nothing. Tiny, tiny bit of wear here. Not an unused guitar. And there's probably room in this sonically to open up some more. The guitar is warmed up, I'm not. Lovely, so even and sweet, and totally comfortable. All those guitars that gentlemen in particular, not always, that we all bought back in the 60s and 70s because that's what a guitar was. It was a dreadnought. Anything else was one of them Joan Baez guitars. It was a lady guitar. No, it wasn't true then. It's not true now. But that was our perception. Speak for myself and a lot of people I know. If it wasn't a dreadnought, you weren't for shit. This guitar is essentially, there is a size between dreadnought and triple O OM. The quadruple O, also known in some Martin series as, excuse me, as the M series, the M36 and M38. The Jorma Kaukonen model was an M of some sort a few years ago. This is the size where it's big enough to give you lots of projection, volume, and bass, but not kill your arm because the waist is so wide. That was the thing about the dreadnoughts. Not just the width of the lower bout, but the fact that the waist was pretty wide, so it pushed the guitar up like this and got your shoulder into kind of, for a lot of folks, an uncomfortable position, unless you were playing standing up. But for sitting down, the triple O OM size. And these strings are by no means new. Like I say, we're going to do a little science. Next week I'll string it up with new strings so you can hear the difference. Well, I will. I'll give you my impressions thereof. Ooh, listen to all that ringiness. This guitar is ready to go. It's going to be in the fours somewhere. My guess would be in the fours somewhere. Got to do a little research on it, see what the OMPWs are going for these days. And this one is, like I say, it's not new. It's not new by any stretch. It's 20 years old, I think. But it's got newness to it. The neck feels fabulous. No dings or scratches on the neck. The body is in fantastic shape. It's a beautiful thing. Look at this East Indian rosewood. Fabuloso. Sitka spruce top. Ebony bridge, fingerboard. Wonderful. Let's see how it strums. Well, of course, it strums great. Usually if I finger pick a guitar and it sounds great finger picking, it'll strum real good too. And this one, this is what I mean with this would be a good recording guitar. The bass is big, but it's not overpowering. It's plenty big. If you're doing some kind of heavy strumming thing, particularly in a drop tuning where you're going to pick up a lot of resonance from overtones in octave strings. The setup on it too. It's just right. You can hit it nice and hard. You're not going to rattle the strings, but the action's nice and low. It's comfy in the left hand. It's ready to go, friends. Right here at Stevie Coyle Motors. On the corner of, take the Slauson cut off, then cut off your Slauson and end up at Stevie Coyle Mighty Fine Guitars. Let me answer some questions here. Matt Surratt is here. Matt, looks like the Brondell is staying out. I'll be sending you a big fat check very soon. Very good. Or would you rather book the gig? Exactly, Jennifer. That's right. That's, of course, the original tune is Would You Like to Swing on a Star? And speaking of that, there's a wonderful video of little Lulu singing. She's not singing it. It's about little Lulu, this little scampy sort of character from the 30s. I think she's a little cartoon character. And that song is incorporated into it. And it's wonderful. It's like a 7-minute long cartoon. Fantastic. Would You Like to Swingin' on a Star is the name of the song. And that's Would. And of course, Pat Donahue did. Would you like to play the guitar? Carry money home in a jar. And from a coffee house or a bar. Would you rather book the gig? Oh, on like that. Exactly, Jennifer. Precisely. Let's see. Looks like Steve Kahn is really watching. Any comments or questions, folks? Let me know. And do let me know if, Jennifer, since you're on, and Steve, since you're on, John Kresich, Taya. Yeah, exactly, Taya. OMPW should be long scale unless it's custom. Something made me think that this was a custom one. And, well, you know what? I've got my groovy tape measure right here. What a clever lad I am. Oof. Didn't realize it made that kind of sound. $24.9. How about that? Yep. 24.9 is a scale on this. Nice and comfy. I just got these off of, those people that bring stuff to your porch and just drop it off there. Who shall remain nameless. Is the connection good today? That's as much, I'm interested in finding that out as much as anything else. So Taya, Jennifer, Steve, excellent sync. Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you. Good. Great to hear. That's what I wanted to show you today, folks, was this Santa Cruz OMPW that came in. It's quite wonderful, and it's here. It's ready to go. It comes in a beautiful Ameritage case that I don't think, because you're going to have it out of the case and playing it, it's the reason it picked up that little bit of a blue stain across the bottom is from having sat in the case for literally years, unplayed and thrashed as well. So it's in great shape, and it plays great, totally comfy guitar. And this is I've right over there. You can't see it, but I'll show you. Maybe one of these times I'll give you another tour of the shop when I get it put back together. When it's not a photo studio, when it's back to being a guitar shop. I've got the wall of OMs is over here. Off to my right here are the big guitars, the jumbos and the dreadnoughts. In the corner here are the couple of nylon string guitars that I have, and a bit of an odd duck there. And then this wall is the wall of small, where I've got things that are smaller than triple O, kind of double O's and on down. And over there, I've got a forest of all kinds of wild stuff. The stock in here is really quite remarkable. If you haven't gone over to the website soon, check it out. There's all kinds of stuff there. If you go to the inventory page, just hit inventory, and then you'll get a list of all of the guitars, the brand names that are in the shop. Don't hit anything for starters. Just scroll down so that you can see everything that's in stock. All the stuff that's in stock is at the top of that page. The stuff that has sold, but I still want you to be able to see how cool it was, is at the bottom of the page. And all of the names up at the top that have an asterisk next to it are the ones that are no longer in the shop. The ones that are unasterisked are those that are in the shop and available for your perusal. And very soon, just got my second jab on the 14th. 2 weeks from that date, I'll be able to open the shop. Whether or not I'll open it precisely then, I don't know. But very soon, early in May, I'll have the shop open, and y'all can come in and play guitars. And we'll have filtration in here. We'll be all set for fighting COVID, because we still have to be vigilant. It's the price of freedom, constant vigilance, as we know. And so do come in. Plan to come in May sometime. If there's something on the website you want to see between now and then, though, shoot me an email. Send me a little text right here. If there's any problem with Stevie at mightyfineguitars.com, send a message, as it says on the website. Send a message to steviecoyle@gmail instead, or in addition to. Still some problems with the email. It's a Gmail account that's sitting on top of that Mighty Fine Guitars sits on top of. And there's still some problem with it. So if you have any trouble there, shoot me a note at steviecoyle@gmail.com. And we'll set up an appointment where you can come. It's beautiful here in Lafayette. If I do say so myself, I take no credit for it, of course. But it is beautiful here in Lafayette. You can sit out on the picnic tables right out in front of the shop. You're under the cover of trees. We'll make you nice and comfortable. Bring guitars out to you. You can play them. And if something strikes your fancy, take it home for a day or two. It's not exactly a lending library, but that's the best way to listen to guitars, is to take them home for a day or two and see if it suits you. If it does, it's yours. If not, bring it back. We'll adjust the dollars at that point. No worries. All right. Your old pal, let me play one more little thing here for you, just to finish up with something on the... Boy, do I love the setup on this thing. guitar, Santa Cruz OMPW. Oh, it's lovely. And it's one of dozens of lovely guitars that are in the shop right now. Some folks in the pandemic have decided it's time to play guitar, and others have said it's time to clean out the house. And boy, I haven't played this guitar in X number of years. Let's move it along. Let's take it over to Stevie at Mighty Fine Guitars in Lafayette, California, see if he can move it for you. So come on in. There's all kinds of great guitars in here. It's really kind of ridiculous. I think there's 65 guitars in here at the moment. Each one better than the next, than the previous. Whatever. So next week, folks, I'll play this one for you again with fresh strings, even though, I don't know, it's pretty fabulous the way it is. I'm not a big fan of really fresh strings myself. They often are a little too sizzly. They're better with a day or two, a week of barbecue sauce on them, you know. But get a chance to hear this thing with fresh strings. And we'll see what else comes in the meantime. There's the rumor that a couple of other Loudons might be coming in. There might be there's a Weisenborn guitar coming in, Weisenborn style guitar coming in at some point. We'll see what happens. You never know. But tune in next week if you can. And guitars, thanking you very much. Oh yes, Jennifer, miss seeing over Easter. Yes, exactly. Sorry, you folks, Marcy couldn't come in at Easter time, but come May, we'll see if we can make that happen. Miguel, by all means, your brother in Sonoma and Bay Area friends. Well, come in when you can. Very kind, folks. Stevie Coyle signing off here from Mighty Fine Guitars in Lafayette, California. See you down the road.